Okay, guys, we're going to do an overview of some basics of stances when you're starting out. Now, it's just going to be a quick overview. We will go deeper into stances later, but I want to give you an idea because, well, you're starting and simply there's a lot of questions we forget to ask and we kind of just wing it. So, when you're starting fighting, I'm going to go over three basic stance concepts and then go over some variants of those. So just pay attention here. So first stance we've got a sword and shield, is shield forward, right? So what we want to do, we want to start out about shoulder width or so, take a half step forward here, and you can just kick your feet slightly to the side if you want. I find it a little more comfortable this way. So this is shield forward. It brings the sword back. You can see here. So I line up, take the little step forward, and then it's like this, right? So the shield is forward and the sword is back. This is sometimes a highly defensive stance. It's really good for resisting impacts and charges because it drives force all the way to the back leg. But the shield forward stance is here. You know, it presents the shield up front and the shield leg up front. And that's a way that folks in the SCA, probably for the first starting 25 years, fought a lot with that leg forward. Then there's the shield forward. Then we have the same thing with the weapon hand forward. Take the little half step or whatever and just kick to the side slightly. And this here, the sword forward, the weapon forward. Start off, boom, and here. So what happens is, the difference between the two is left leg forward. Let me take it to this part of the screen here. Like this, the shield is primed up front, right? My sword is here, and even as right here, even when I rotate forward, it makes it to about right there, correct? So what happens is when I go right forward, I'm there, then rotate in. I get like a good, 6 to 12 inches further distance on it. That's because the hip, the shoulder, that's on this side brings the weapon forward, whereas this brings the weapon back. This is a more defensive stance. This is a more offensive stance, right? And they both have advantages and disadvantages, but I'll tell you, okay, go sword forward, the sword leg forward or shield leg forward. And then obviously between the two, you can get caught flat-footed. Now, sometimes intentionally, you don't have right leg forward, you don't have left leg forward, you are just squared up like this. This is not an optimal stance, but you often get in it when we're this close. When you're saddled up on somebody really close, you'll end up in a squared up stance. So the important thing is you need to be able to fight from all of those. Now, we're going to stick predominantly, if you're a right-handed fighter, for right now, we're going to stick to your weapon forward because I want to give you a head start on your capabilities. Your shield forward, it's still a good stance. The problem is you're moving this target, the closest leg that's closest to their stick, right up to their stick. So with the right leg forward, they have to cut an additional distance across to try and hit it. So they have to reach and expose themselves further in order to reach it. That's against a same-handed fighter. But if I'm here and I shrug my shield up at all, my leg is just an easy take. So at first we're going to start right leg forward and we're going to work from that. And then you're going to learn left leg forward and then you're going to learn squared up. So those are the three basic stances. A little long-winded on it, but really it's like weapon leg forward, shield leg forward, or squared up. So on top of that, there's another variation to think about for all of them is the height of your stance. If you are, I'm going to face a little bit this way, if you just are basically got a higher stance up here, you know, you're not bent at the knees at all, then, you know, that's what I call a high stance. And that's okay. It's like whenever you're trying to reach out over somebody, try to get up as high as possible over them. A tall stance is good. Plus, you can kind of lean into it and get a decent amount of range on it. A lot of people fight from a taller stance. Then you kind of got a mid stance where you're kind of kicked down, you know, kind of saddled in. This is generally the default stance that I'll have most people stand in. It reduces your target profile. Instead of being up here, you're kind of down a little more, and it allows you to block and defend a lot better. And then it also allows you to flex your range more, in that you can, if you're crouched into your stance, you can actually not move a foot and vary your range a lot more on your strikes without taking a step. The tall stance, it's actually really difficult to vary your range without getting off balance. And then so you got the high, then you got the medium, and then you got a low stance. A lot of times I'll frustrate the heck out of people because I'll be down here like this. I'll work it like horse stance time, because it really reduces the target profile massively. But obviously you got to work your legs in to do that. But you're going to have to learn all of those. So weapon forward is going to be the one we go with at first, but you have to learn weapon forward, shield forward, squared up. You have to learn high, medium, and low on your stances. But I just wanted to go over those real quick when I talk to you about, okay, go sword forward stance. You'll know what that is. Alrighty, talk to you soon.